Hello everyone, welcome to this section. This is Sai Krishna. In this video I am going to show you how to create the Excel sheets and how to pass the data to that Excel sheets. Before going to this section, I am talk about the Java class, file input stream and file output stream. File input stream is used for reading the data inside the file, and file output stream have to write the data inside the file. So we are creating the data inside the Excel sheet, right? For that I am using the file output stream. So create the main function, and once you create the main function, create the file output stream. Okay, once you create the file output stream object, you have to pass the file location where you want to store that Excel sheet. Here you can see the Excel data. Here folder is there. I have to copy this location. And inside this location I have to create the one file name called sample data. Before on that we have to give the double backward slash, and we have to write the file name as sample data.xk, and we have to add the throws declaration. Okay, once you add the throws declaration, you have to create the workbook, right? So we have to use the XSSF, okay, and we have to import this XSSF workbook. You can see here at present we have workbook is there, okay, and you have to create the sheet, right? By using this workbook reference we have to create the sheet. So workbook dot, in that workbook we have to create the sheet by using a method called the create sheet method, and you have to pass the sheet name as demo data. Okay, once you create the sheet name, and you have to store it as in XSSF sheet of sheet variable, okay, and you have to import this sheet. At present we have workbook is there, and inside workbook sheet also is there, right? Inside sheet you have to pass the data to the Excel sheet. For that we have to create the rows and columns, right? For this we have to use the looping concept. For starting is 0, rows will be starting as 0. I will take it as rows as 1. I will store it as 5 rows. Now we are inside file, we have to create the 5 rows. For that use the sheet reference variable sheet dot create row. Okay, and we have how many rows you want? 5 rows. So I have to use the I. It will varies up to 5, and we have to store it as in row, XSSF row of row variable, and we have to import this row. Okay, at present we have only this rows is there. Here rows is there. How many columns you want? Now we have to create. So go through Eclipse, and now you have to create the one more for loop for columns. J equal to 0, J less than 4, J plus plus. Have to remove this one. Inside this for loop we have to create the column rows. Inside this for loop we have to create the columns. So by using the row reference variable create cell of creating the cell, and we have to pass the value to that cell, right? For that we have to use the set cell value method. In this set value method so many methods is there. We are passing the string data, so we are use the string values, and I will pass the data as KLM. Okay, and we have to close the for loop. We have one file called sample data, but there is no connection to this workbook. We are separately creating the workbook, and inside workbook we have a sheet called demo data. inside demo data we have 4 rows and 3 columns. Okay, 4 rows and 4 columns, and we have to add this particular workbook to the sample data. For that we have to use the workbook reference variable as workbook dot and write data as for that particular file sample data for that particular sample data file, and you have to use the add post declaration. Once you write the data, and you have to close the file as okay. Once you close the file, have some meaningful message: data stored successfully in Excel sheet. It will be printed. Okay, I will save it and go through the run option. Before on that, we can see inside Excel data we have only 2 files is there: Excel passwords and students names is there. Go to the run option, run as and Java application. Once you get the output as data stored successfully in Excel sheet, it will store the data on the Excel sheet file. Yeah, you can see here data stored successfully in Excel sheet. Okay, at present we are not wearing that file, so we have to go through the project and right click on that project and refresh. Yeah, now we can see it is here sample data. Okay, close this one and open this sample data. Yeah, you can see whatever the data we are passing, it will be storing the Excel sheet with the name of demo data, right? See, we are passing the sheet name as demo, and now we will change this demo as demo. Save it, and we can change the values as save it and run this. Data is stored successfully in Excel sheet. So open this. Sorry, it's not updating. So refresh this again. Go through this. See, like this we have to pass the data in the Excel sheet. For example, if have data is there with the same file, we have to pass this some other data, it will override. Means whatever the data is there, it will erase, and data it will be entered in that particular sheet. Okay, thank you. And the next section, how to pass the data to the real-time applications.